From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Good evening and welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, exactly 1 month ago, when a security analyst logged on to Twitter, he showed how Leh was depicted as Jammu and Kashmir, People's Republic of China. Twitter, viewers, was effectively misrepresenting the map of India knowingly and consciously, and trying to dilute our sovereign territory and the rightful claim over it. In a stern and uncompromising stance, the government called out Twitter and demanded correction. It mulled an FIR, a possible ban on the site, and stringent action against the criminal sections of the Indian law. The nation roared against the attempt to distort the Indian map by Twitter. And today, the American company is completely on the mat. Twitter on the mat, viewers, tonight is our hashtag. Twitter on the mat because it has been compelled to issue an apology. Now, Twitter, you are under watch. You need to behave. Twitter, in affidavits and statements, says, and I quote, Twitter remains committed to serving and protecting the public conversation and partnering with the government of India. But in my view, that's not a guarantee. We have to push Twitter more because we are well past the stage of a perfunctory apology. An apology means nothing. Twitter has taken an anti-India, anti-forces stand, and it has allowed the peddling of the fake news narrative against the sovereign Republic of India way too many times. Way too many times it has protected anti-nationals. And viewers, they say people like us cannot speak because we are right of the center. We are right on the facts. Now is the time for an all-out rectification in our country, because India is more determined than ever before to shut down any and all attempts made to belie India's territory, enable enemy nations to spread false propaganda, to incite violence, and that emboldens anti-India elements on the platform. So Twitter is on the mat, and today Jack Dorsey and Twitter must hear it loud and clear. End the anti-India spree or be ready to get booted. Viewers, that's debate number 1 tonight. Follow the line or get booted. No business in India by anti-nationals or those allowing it. That's debate number 1. Debate number 2 at 10 o'clock tonight. Kashmiris are attacked. Where's the Gupkar gang now? No answers on that. And debate number 3 this evening. The battle in Bengal gets bloody, and there's concern now about how that can be stopped. All this and more is coming up, and here are the headlines. This Wednesday evening on the debate tonight. Twitter on the mat, forced to apologize for showing Leh and Ladakh as part of China. Republic says apology not enough. Government issues stern warning on Twitter to complete course correction. 12 Kashmiris injured in a grenade attack by Pakistan-backed terrorists in Pulwama. Gupkar gang goes completely silent on Pakistan-sponsored terrorism 10 days before elections. Another political murder in Bengal. BJP alleges their party worker was lynched by Mamta's goons. Amit Shah to camp in Bengal every month till the elections as the BJP eyes 200 seats in 21. Ladies and gentlemen, microblogging site Twitter has been put on the mat, rightly so. They've been forced to apologize for geotagging Ladakh as part of the People's Republic of China. But that's just an apology for one massive blunder. What about the rest? How much will Twitter rectify? Will Twitter rectify other actions that aim at undermining India's sovereignty? Will Twitter ensure that the unelectables are not allowed to spread violence and spread riots and bloodshed in India using their platform? Tonight, as the government of India sends a clear message to the American company, here is why Republic thinks Twitter has to course correct. And then we debate.
On the debate tonight, Twitter has been forced to apologize after the government of India's strong and firm warning for showing Ladakh in China.
They have apologized for the same mistake and they have said they are undertaking the corrective measures to geotag Ladakh differently as it was done earlier.
But is an apology enough? Especially when it's about India's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Top government sources say no. It started when Indian defense analysts highlighted the social media giant's geotagging blunder.
Finally, what was wrong has been corrected and Twitter has apologized for its wrongdoing. I just hope that this is for both showing Leh as part of People's Republic of China, as well as showing Leh later as part of Jammu and Kashmir and not as Ladakh. So I'm glad that I could make some small contribution in making this public or bringing this to the attention of the authorities.
Since then, the Modi government's approach has been absolutely unsparing. So much so that it was even mulling a ban under 69A of the IT Act.
Twitter has apologized in a written official affidavit to the government of India. Government is not satisfied with the kind of written submission which has been given by Twitter, and they want complete rectification at the part of microblogging website.
In its written apology, Twitter is reported to have admitted that not just Leh, other cities too have been shown wrongly, and it is working on resolving the issue by the end of November. For now, Twitter, which knows India is a priority market, has been forced to apologize to the people of India. But will it do course correction? Will Twitter, which is accused of shadow banning Chinar Core account, apologize and rectify its error? Will Twitter, which is accused of letting anti-India propaganda go unchecked, apologize and rectify its blunder? Will Twitter, which is accused of letting ISI proxies spread lies and hate against India, also apologize and rectify its mistake? Let's debate.
Opening tonight with Gaurav Bhatia versus Saira Shah Halim, and the other participants on the debate tonight: Madhu Kishwar, M.R. Venkatesh, Abhijit Iyer Mitra, Shantanu Gupta, Syed Asad Abbas, Professor Giri and Sunit Chopra, all well-known debaters. Firstly, let me tell you that I don't think this is an apology. Twitter is trying to be smart. Gaurav Bhatia, don't take it otherwise, but if your government thinks, our government thinks that this is an apology, it will be a mistake. If you look at the wording of what Twitter has said, it says, Twitter remains committed to serving and protecting the public conversation and partnering with the government of India. There is nowhere in its statement is there any clear assurance to the people of India that it will not misrepresent the map, the sovereign interest, that it will not work against national interest, that it will not allow anti-national elements to spread hateful thoughts against the people of India, to spread riots and lies, certify blue ticks to well-known riot supporters. Nowhere is there any such intent. So I would like to start by asking you, Gaurav Bhatia, can you take this so-called apology seriously? Let's open the debate. Gaurav.
Yeah, okay. So Arnab, first of all, the message from a strong government to Twitter is very clear that please respect our territorial integrity. And you know, in one line, I can summarize the message, and I will also answer the question that you've asked me and the concern you've raised. But the message today is loud and clear to Twitter. India mein rehna hai to Bharat maa ki kehna hai. If you have to stay in India, abide by the laws of the country And if you don't, then action will be taken against you. Now, to start with, I would say that there is an affidavit where they say that they will rectify their mistake. And why it was important? Because 20 soldiers of India, brave hearts who laid down their life for a cause, they laid down their life for the territory of our country. And therefore, this is a small tribute to them, that you can't mess with the maps and the territory of a country. Now you are saying, is this enough? Arnab, this is a work in progress. And if Twitter doesn't mend its ways, or any other social media company which thinks that it is a giant, let me make it very clear, they will be brought down. They will be treated like any other criminal, be it a company or an individual. And laws will be applied to them very strictly. And second, it is also a known fact that Twitter today needs India more than India needs Twitter. So this is a good beginning. Yeah.
No, why don't you hurt them? No, I was just saying that I feel, and you know, Gaurav, I'm always accused of being a hardliner, which I feel is a compliment in India today, because we need to be hardline on these issues. If I had a call or a choice on the matter, I would bring down their stock price, hurt their economic interests, and apply retrospective and prospective action against them and ban them for at least a month. Because you are letting them get away without punishment.
Not at all.
What about the damage they have caused? Am I right? No, do you agree with me?
You're absolutely
what
right.
about the damage? Where is the punishment for what they have done?
Can I come in?
Okay, can I now respond, Arnab, with some responsibility?
Okay, Saira. Gaurav.
Can I come in?
Yeah, can I respond, please?
Okay,
That was to Gaurav.
Because Arnab had pitied.
Let Gaurav have his full say. I'll open it up.
So let me reply. To
Okay,
this.
so Arnab, I want to respond to your remark.
Let me
Please
reply.
allow me.
Let me reply. 1 second. Arnab has asked me. So what I'm saying is that anybody who's playing around with the territorial integrity of India has to be pulled up. Simple. So Twitter has to be straight away asked for an unconditional apology, because this is not done. You can't make such a slight. It is a very big mistake, and they need to take ownership of what has transpired. Secondly, I would like to ask Mr. Bhatia, because his party is famous for spreading propaganda using this very platform called Twitter to spread hate and to spread lies across the spectrum. So can he sustain himself without Twitter? Can his party sustain itself without Twitter? That is a big question.
Okay, so, I was very happy to hear Saraji say that Twitter has to be pulled down. I'm sure the same yardstick would be applied to people like Rahul Gandhi, the enemies within. Sonia Gandhi, who signed an MOU with China. Would you use the same yardstick there? And let me tell you, you are talking about living without Twitter for my country. I leave alone Twitter, I can give up Facebook, I can give up WhatsApp, I can give up everything for my country. That is the difference between. Please do not speak in between and don't be impolite. If you will be rude and impolite and uncivil, I know how to respond to you. So wait for your turn. Oh, you don't have to tell me. We don't have to learn from Tukre gang members how to respond. Please condemn Rahul Gandhi for saying surrender voting. Will you ask Sonia Gandhi why did she sign a MOU with China and she has been quiet? Do you have the courage to ask that question? With civility, I ask you. You were saying Twitter needs to be pulled down. I'm asking you, Sonia Gandhi, would she apologize? Would you demand that? Do you even have the courage? The enemies within. Arnab, let me make it very clear. These enemies within are the most dangerous people. They have set double standards. Show them the face and they will show you the rule. These are the people we should be careful about.
The big question is,
nobody can deny, Arnab, that this government has been a strong government. Be it Twitter or any other social media company.
I wish to.
Nobody is a giant here. Only the people of India are the giants here.
We need to. I wish to make one point today.
I want to respond to the remark
that I commit. No, Gaurav, I want to make a point today that I personally commit that I will use the resources and reach of the Republic Media Network on television, broadcast and digital to support any enterprise that is high quality, globally competitive, and which is completely Indian. I personally, as an individual, will support these enterprises, and my organization will, because I have a problem with Twitter. And my problem with Twitter is more fundamental. You see, I run a media organization, I know the problem here. Example number one, Madhu Kishwar. They have tried to shadow ban the Chinar Corps. The Chinar Corps deals with the operations in the Kashmir Valley and the violations at the line of control by Pakistan. Shadow banning is something very serious. It means that you are blocking a user, Syed Aslam, or the content, their content from the online community, so that it will be not readily apparent that it has been banned, which means you are helping the Pakistanis by putting limitations, Syed Aslam, on the content of the Chinar Corps, which means Twitter is anti-Indian Army and pro-ISI. This kind of a company, Madhu Kishwar, needs more severe punishment, I say, than a perfunctory apology. Madhu Kishwar is on the debate. Madhu first, and then you reply. First, let Madhu complete. Yes, Madhu.
All right. Okay, Arnab.
Arnab, I could not agree with you more. And it's only somebody with your passion and commitment to India who can help us free from the tyranny of Twitter and such like platforms. Number one, it's not a one-off mistake or blunder. Twitter is a repeat offender with regard to India. They consistently not only act vindictively towards all those of us who stand for India, but have shadow banned many. You gave one of the foremost examples, but many of us have been shadow banned and therefore prevented from outreach.
Have you been?
Recently, the True Indology handled. 1 second. Yes, I am shadow. Oh yes, definitely. And every day.
Why were you shadow banned?
1.5 years, I have lost more than 2.5 lakhs. Why were you shadow banned? Because I stand up for India. And they consistently promote Break Up India Gang, and you know that very well. And I really think what you just said is the need of the hour. Number one, the government has not been strong enough.
Allow me to,
they need punitive action and firm punitive action. And I would say the government of India should be involved in Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign, also on social media platforms. Support people like you, support entrepreneurs. I'm so glad you said that Republic TV will back any such platform. But Arnab, you need to take a lead.
Yes,
and
we will.
We're all with you.
Arnab,
we'll do our bit for this because their monopoly has to be broken. They are vindictive, they are vicious, and they are actually part of the Break Up India Gang. It's so brazen, it's so consistent, and it's absolutely shameless.
It is.
And I'm really sick of it. I would like to
I think Madhu, you are so correct.
From their monopoly and tyranny.
No, Madhu, see, I think fantastic. I think it's very brave of people like you to fight the Twitter battle. And now, 1 minute, I'm coming to you, Syed Aslam, and then I will unleash M.R. Venkatesh and my friend Abhijit, as well as Shantanu. All three of them I will unleash on you. So be careful of your words tonight. Okay? I'm meeting some of them for the first time after Taloja. So we have decided after Taloja we'll be more unsparing to you. Question is this. See, Syed Aslam, you may like me, dislike me, hate me, not like the fact that I support Prime Minister Modi on issues when you don't. But fact is, on 7th June 2019, this goddamn American company suspended the account, suspended, not shadow banned, suspended the account of the Indian Army's Chinar Corps without any reason. We should have then banned Twitter from India for at least 6 months. At least 6 months.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I will take only 60 seconds, Arnab. Allow me
At
to
least
make a
6
quick
months.
point.
Yes, Syed Aslam. Be careful of what you say on the debate with M.R. Venkatesh and the others.
All right. So first and foremost, the error which occurred, the chief privacy officer, Daniel Karen, unconditionally apologized on an affidavit. And also the correction will be made by the end of this month, that is the November 30th. And also they have apologized, profusely apologized for hurting the Indian sentiments. And this measure will be taken place. Now, all those who say Twitter is anti-India, my dear friend Gaurav Bhatia, my dear friend Arnab Goswami and Madhu Kishwarji, let's set a precedent here. Why don't you all right now live on Republic, please delete your Twitter accounts, show your nationalism, show your patriotism, delete your Twitter account. If Twitter is anti-India, why
break up India forces total monopoly of this public platform? No, thank you. We will fight it out till we have an alternative platform. We will not give you monopoly over international platforms. You want a monopoly, you have exercised it surreptitiously, you have exercised monopoly through them surreptitiously, and please, what they did to Indology, how many times they
live on Republic. I want you to delete your Twitter account, say goodbye to Twitter, and then I will give you a certificate of your patriotism and nationalism.
One of the best informed people on Indian history is being repeatedly,
this challenge goes tonight. I think it's interesting. Madhu, interesting. 1 second. But is Madhu Kishwar the villain here? 1 minute. 1 second. I find it intriguing, Abhijit, that for Mr. Syed Aslam, Twitter is not the enemy, Pakistan is not the enemy, Jinping is not the enemy, Madhu Kishwar is the enemy. It's an incredible comparison that you've made here. It's like saying, it's like saying, 1 minute, it says absurd. No, 1 second. Let me complete, Abhijit. It's like saying a journalist called Arnab Goswami got bail. Now, why do the Kashmiri terrorists and the urban Naxals also not get bail? It's as stupid as saying that. Abhijit will respond to you. Yes, let's take the debate forward. Abhijit, I hear Mitra on the other side tonight.
I have 4 very quick points to make, Arnab. First, remember, it's not just the Chinar corpse. They suspended Subramaniam Swamy's account and they suspended the picture, Amit Shah's profile picture as well last week. Now with Biden and Dambala's election, this is going to get a lot worse because what we noticed was that even in the parliamentary hearings in India, they did not know the questions to ask. They did not use the intermediary guidelines to threaten them. And we saw exactly how seriously Jack took them because he refused to appear for these hearings, right? And he got away with it as well. The problem with Twitter is they act like a drug dealer. There's no exact substitute for it. So you can't even find exact drug to substitute. And the cost of rejection is extremely high. They are also known for their hirings. They only hire a certain kind of political inclination. They fund all kinds of Government of India campaigns. They have recorded meetings going right up to the PMO, completely undocumented, no minutes of the meeting, whatever. These were the same people that were giving, before they gave anybody proper in India blue ticks, they were going around distributing blue ticks to Kashmiri separatists. And this was when a Kashmiri separatist was in charge. They keep offering junkets left, right, and center for retired babus and for, if you notice the kind of junkets they offer to social activists, quote unquote, they all come from particularly identitarian, woke, intersectional trash kind of background. And let's not forget, it is primarily Qatari funded. Qatar, the same Qatar that is a known sponsor of terror, one of the biggest sponsors of terrorism in Syria and Turkey at the moment, not to mention Azerbaijan, intervening in the Azerbaijan-Armenia conflict, the same jihadis running Al Jazeera. We all know about Mehdi Hassan and his particular kind of suave jihadism. And on top of all of this, the problem is that they have their tentacles everywhere. It is not direct bribery, it is influence peddling, it is the promise of jobs after retirement, and it is a certain hiring, a certain profile, careful hiring of all their staff. So Jack can actually come here and deny all these claims absolutely honestly. He will pass a lie detector test because he doesn't need to be honest about it. You see, his staff are all hired to be a certain kind of way. Just like Syed Abbas, I'm sure he'll find excellent employment in Twitter because everybody at Twitter, like him, hates India, hates secularism. They love jihadism. They think terrorism is an expression of freedom and so on and so forth. And Pakistan is the country to love. Pakistan is secular. India is a fascist Nazi state, whatnot, whatnot. The same talking points. Maybe he should also look at a post TV commentating opportunity out there.
I have a question to ask you. Abhijit, could you please answer my question?
No. Why you're not the one asking questions. You're not the one asking questions. We are saying tonight, 1 minute. We are saying tonight, I want MR to come in, I want Shantanu to come in, please stop. We are saying tonight, why are we even discussing this? We have Gaurav Bhatia who started the debate, and I think, Gaurav, we need to put you on the mat. You need to be tougher with Twitter. Because, see Gaurav, this is a country of entrepreneurs. At the end of the day, MR, what is Twitter? It's a sophisticated microblogging platform. I personally am saying tonight on the debate, I personally will partner.
Can I quote an example?
With any young entrepreneur in this country. I'm making a public declaration today, MR. I'm a media entrepreneur. I will partner personally with any media entrepreneur who convinces me that their microblogging platform can compete and defeat Twitter. Republic will partner in every way. And MR, let me add one more thing. Who the hell says that Twitter leads the public conversation in India? I say, MR, Republic leads the public conversation in India. Twitter is only a medium. If I choose, MR, can change this medium. The day we choose, you, I, me, Gaurav Bhatia, all of us, Aslam, we will switch. We will switch overnight, MR. But I want to see punishment because, MR, during Balakot, this goddamn American company, after the Balakot strikes, this goddamn American company allowed its users, blue tick users, including those from the Liar Wire, to peddle fake news with an edited screenshot of Republic TV with R. Dot saying, Indian Army's 21 Sikh regiment refuses to fight for India. It was ISI plant. And why did they use Republic? Because it's not the leading network. You put a fake screenshot, you published it. Twitter has not suspended the accounts of the blue tick anti-nationals in this country who spread the lie that the 21 Sikh regiment is not going to fight for India. I think we've been too indulgent, MR. Too indulgent, MR. Let the debate continue. MR Venkatesh on the debate live tonight. MR, take the lead, my friend.
Arnab, what has happened is there has been a sort of a romance that has now bordered on a live-in relationship between the BJP government and Twitter and Facebook and several social media platforms. For some reason, there has been enormous amount of elbow room given by the BJP because the BJP also finds it convenient to use these social media platforms for their own purposes, and that's a fact of life. But if Mr. Gaurav Bhatia's party is going to walk the talk, I don't think so. On such a serious issue, they will accept a statement of apology, which is an apology for an apology, and they would walk the talk instead. And also, I will tell you, this is no longer limited to what the Islamic fundamentalists or jihadists are doing. There is a deep state in India which promotes Twitter. That is what Abhijit Mitra Iyer was alluding to. Just a minute, sir. I have given you. Just a minute, sir. Aslamji, 1 minute. Aslamji, please wait. I have not a
The debate happening. Let's make Twitter on the match. Let MR Venkatesh continue the debate. Let him complete his point. There is now 1 second.
Don't be like a terrorist. Don't be like a terrorist and encroach on my time. Please understand this, that the whole bloody deep state is functioning to promote Twitter. And that is the truth of the matter. And not only this, there is some sort, and while Ware Baba, 1 minute. See, this is the problem with you, Aslam. You don't have the civility. This is the problem with you. You lack the civility of a debate. You don't want to listen to me. You want to derail me by heckling me, and I will tell you right on your face, your Twitter guys are telling you to now bark, and that is why you are barking.
We need all need to be calm on the debate tonight. Calm. Let's focus.
Unfortunately, this is the language.
Let's come together. Let's focus. Keep the calm.
No.
See, Aslam, this is not right. MR Venkatesh attacked Gaurav Bhatia also, but Gaurav did not heckle him. You are doing that.
Can I come in? Please see, this is the problem. This is the problem with these guys. This is the problem with these guys. They don't know how to debate. They don't know how to debate in a civil manner. Now the deep state,
Aslam, this is not right. He attacked Gaurav Bhatia directly. Gaurav Bhatia was decent. He's going to wait for his turn, but you are going on and on and on. You're behaving like Jack Dorsey, man.
So I become a terrorist, Arnab?
Don't be a lapdog of Jack. Jack the lapdog, yeah.
I will interrupt.
Aslam, don't be Jack the lapdog. Please wait. Please wait.
You
Listen to
are
this.
a dog.
That deep...
Mr. Venkatesh, you are a dog. You're a filth. You're a filth of this earth.
Okay, I am a filth. Whatever it is, please shut up and please shut up and listen to this.
Now, Aslam, you know what? Now you're crossing the line. Now you're crossing the line. He said, "Don't be a lapdog to you," which was a metaphor. You returned it by saying you are a dog. I do not feel. I believe that you are capable of a smarter response than calling someone a dog on the debate. Please don't do that.
He called me a lapdog.
What kind of debate is this?
Oh, come on.
You are a dog, that's your argument? You stop it. No, don't cross the line. Aslam, not expected from you. I will take you off the screen if you behave like that. And on the debate tonight, Gaurav Bhatia wants to come back. Viewers, this is going crazy. Please don't do that.
He called me a terrorist.
He said lapdog, which is a metaphor. You called him a dog. He did not call you a terrorist. What the hell are you talking about, man?
Please.
Can you do without this language?
This is just
Don't be in this martyr persecution mode, for God's sake.
Understand, if I called you a terrorist, I will apologize.
No, you did not call him a terrorist.
For calling them, for linking them with Aslam. Okay?
Arnab, can I just get 1 minute to make my point?
All terrorists for linking them with Aslam.
I'll come to you, Gaurav. Gaurav, I'm just coming back to you now. There are 2 people who've not spoken. After that, I will come to you and I give you your complete turn, Gaurav. Please allow me a minute. Sunit Chopra and Shantanu have not spoken. You see, I want to just ask the viewers of this country.
I haven't spoken or not.
Why are we hostage to
I haven't
Twitter?
spoken.
No, Mr. Giri. No, I know, Mr. Giri, you haven't spoken. You haven't spoken. Yeah, go on. Why? Yeah, go on.
Thank you.
Go on, make your point. You and Sunit Chopra can make your point aggressively.
No,
without calling anyone dogs on the program.
I want
yes,
to
Mr.
hear you. You are making an intervention. Please go ahead. You are making an intervention or not? Please go ahead.
I just wanted to say one thing. I thank you, sir. You are so kind. You're so kind. You're so kind. You're the first person I have met in my 20 years of anchoring who has told me that, Arnab, you have not spoken. So first you speak and then I'll speak. You are a great man, sir. I love you. Fantastic. Amazing. You're the first person. I am shocked, stunned, and I'm emotional tonight. The first person, Shantanu, who has said, Arnab, you have not spoken.
You need a handkerchief, Arnab.
Well, anyway, I just wanted to say, sir, that in February 2016, Twitter in its location search showed Jammu as a part of Pakistan and Jammu and Kashmir as a part of China. I just wanted to say we've given them too much of a long rope. Yes, Professor Giri.
Well, that is true. They have been a repeat offender, and there is a systemic issue. It is not just course correction. In their system, as you all said, they have been anti-India, and it is a propaganda against India, very malicious propaganda. And BJP has been soft, and you have rightly pulled up or admonished the government for that, and they should take stronger action. And I like your other point that if there is an alternative platform from India, you would encourage it, and I love you for that. And there should be one. There should be one, and we should really end the monopoly of these platforms, really. The government should be stronger and stricter with Twitter. It is not first time. That's all I have to say.
I think, Ms. Professor Giri, I'll tell you one thing. I think I should go to jail more often. Because I find that after I come out of jail, all of you are being very nice to me.
Yes.
You are all sympathetic to me. And you're even agreeing with me. So I think I should go to jail more often.
We have always
yes, Professor Sunit. I don't know what's happened to all of you in 15 days. You're not the same.
If you take a proper
Sunit Chopra is on the debate. Come on, Sunit Chopra. Your turn with Shantanu.
Patiently waiting for my turn.
I support
Sunit Chopra
your
point is
thing because I myself have never been on Twitter and I don't want to be. And I believe that we should not allow American monopolies of this kind to control our society. The third thing is, why don't we act on Twitter like we acted on TikTok? Because we are friends of Trump, and Trump uses Twitter regularly.
Trump's gone,
and our Prime Minister said,
but Trump's gone.
Trump Sarkar.
Can I come in now, Arnab?
Yeah.
Okay, Shantanu is on the debate to complete
Trump
the
was
last
always
person who's
there.
not responded. After that, I'm opening it up. Yes, Shantanu.
So, Arnab, I think what I want to request Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, that what you're doing is amazing. Finally, Twitter is on mat. You're making them apologize, right? From Delhi to New York.
Yeah.
I think finally they are ringing, right? But you have to go on, at least take 2 years data. As Madhukeshwarji said, whichever accounts they have banned, whichever account they have shadow banned, whichever tweet they have given warning to, what exactly is the logic they have given? They can't do it randomly. They should be having algorithm to it, right? I have seen Baba Ramdev's coronal post was put down, and Pfizer is saying we are done with 95% of our trials. That's running amok, right? I think, as you said, Indology, True Indology handle, amazing handle. We all love it. All of a sudden, it keeps getting banned every 6 months. And the poor guy gets the all followers within 5 days. That's a different thing, right? His all followers are back. So I think we should have a detailed inquiry, be it a CBI inquiry, be it a JPC inquiry, a detailed inquiry, why they have banned, shadow banned, or banned a particular Twitter account. I think that will tell the story.
I agree.
That will tell the story.
Can I come in now?
Gaurav, as I come to you,
go through an external
no, you will
audit
get the maximum say, Gaurav. Everyone's just making their point to you.
Twitter needs to be formed.
No, you see, Gaurav,
whenever you think you will give me the time, I'll respond.
Of its banned and shadow banned accounts.
Gaurav, you just heard Madhu there.
Not a bad
now,
idea.
I want to tell you that many of the people who have sort of questioned you, put you on the mat, are people who are your traditional supporters, like M.R. Venkatesh, Madhu Kishwar, Abhijit Iyer Mitra, Shantanu. And I think where they are coming from is a feeling that you have not made Twitter pay in terms of profit margins. You see, these American companies only respond to their valuation going up or down. Now, if India is not available to them, their risk factor is unbearable. I'll tell you one thing, Gaurav. If India is not in their operations for 1 month, because habits change very quickly, Twitter goes out of India for 1 month, Indian companies take over the social media conversation. Believe me, people thought we would not live without TikTok. We are fine. Similarly, we will be fine if you don't have 1 month of Twitter, it will be replaced by something else. You need to ask Twitter that the people who said Banduk ke bal par azadi.
And at least give me 2
minutes. The people who said Banduk ke bal par azadi, Bharat tere tukde honge, are blue ticks on Twitter. I want to know why. Why has the government of India with 350 seats in the Lok Sabha not been able to make Twitter pay? The nation wants to know. Gaurav Bhatia, your turn now.
Okay. And I hope I'll not be interrupted because there are few points to be made. First of all, whether it is Madhu Keshwarji, Venkatesh, you or Shantanu, you people have made very constructive remarks and I am not an adversary here. I respect that. But let me address your concerns. First of all, my friend Venkatesh said, Modi ji has been using Twitter. Therefore, the government is soft. Let me tell you, Weibo. It was a Chinese social media platform. After China's, wrongdoings, the Prime Minister immediately deleted his account on Weibo. More than 100 plus apps, Chinese apps were also banned. And Twitter is no different. And probably they are not aware. And I'm telling you what the government has done. One, the government is looking into it. The ministry has already sent notices not to Twitter only, even to WhatsApp. When fake news was being spread on WhatsApp and it had to regulate the content on WhatsApp also. Second, the Supreme Court has issued notice to all these social media giants like WhatsApp, Amazon, Google, and the government is taking a stand there. Third is the parliamentary committee. And I would only say this, Twitter humse hai, hum Twitter se nahi hai, Arnab. Arnab, Twitter will have to face the consequences of all the
prove it, Gaurav.
Now, yes, I will.
Prove it, Gaurav.
I will, Arnab.
No. You have. No. One sec. Just 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. One line, Gaurav, back to you. One line, Gaurav, back to you. I'm saying to you, Gaurav, you are a boxer. You're getting it left, right, and center from Twitter. You are giving them a little slap on the cheek. Why can't you give them a devastating uppercut? Knock them out.
Can I now answer?
You're giving them a little slap on the cheek and saying, this is what I've done.
Okay, so
if I were in your place, I would have given them an uppercut.
I will tell you.
That's what these Americans understand.
They will get an uppercut and they will also be knocked out. But understand, India is a democracy and we want to follow all the procedures so that...
No, they are exploiting our democracy.
Please, no, Arnab, please bear with me. Don't interrupt me. It disturbs my flow of thought. Please. So all that I'm saying is we are not a banana republic. When our action is judicially scrutinized, it should stand the scrutiny of law. And that is why today I'm raising a larger question. There are some members here who have said Twitter is going against the spirit of our country, right? But what about the politicians like Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi and others, the members of the Tukde Tukde gang?
The debate becomes political again. DK Giri on the debate. Gaurav Bhatia made it political. I don't think that's the answer. 1 second.
Yes, because don't do that. This is your usually weeping point. You don't bring it at this moment. Talk about Twitter.
When Rahul Gandhi on Twitter,
you said Rahul Gandhi is the enemy of the country. Don't do that. This is diversion.
Should be knocked out of India. Say that.
No, you talk about the Twitter actions you are taking. Don't bring in Rahul Gandhi on Twitter debate, man.
I spoke as an Indian and as a national
you have no other
the
point.
BJP.
This is the
I have assured the nation.
I have no love lost for Rahul Gandhi.
Is a tough government.
But don't bring him in on every debate.
We will not spare Twitter or anybody. If they flout the law, they will have to face the consequences. Do you have the courage to say the same for
Rahul Gandhi is sitting there with 40 MPs. You have 350 MPs. Go ahead and do it.
Have you ever uttered a word against that MOU? That jeopardizes
but
Indian
is there
security?
A parallel? Are we discussing those MOUs?
Say that Rahul Gandhi should be knocked out
your
of
Prime
India.
Minister met Jinping 18 times. Our Prime Minister. We are not debating that.
These people will not speak. These people will not speak against the enemies within. Twitter is a foreign company. Rahul Gandhi is an Indian citizen.
Who is the enemy? Are
he is harming
India
more than anyone else.
He is a member of parliament.
You
are going over the top.
Being a member of parliament, you think entitles you to make these irresponsible statements that are used by countries like Pakistan and China. What is this argument?
Oh, this is you.
No, can I tell you one thing? Can I tell you one thing? 1 second. One second.
You are really. You are disregarding a mandate he has got.
You need to. Gaurav, allow me.
Political difference, but don't call him enemy.
Gaurav, allow me.
Let me tell you.
Gaurav, again I'm telling you, and MR can explain this to you. I think I need a debate between MR and Gaurav now. Gaurav, your strongest critic on the debate was MR today.
No, he
and I think you need to understand MR's perspective. He's a chartered accountant, lawyer. Twitter is India is the largest and fastest growing market for Twitter.
He had expectations from a government.
You need to.
And that is what a citizen should have.
I have great expectations from a strong government. If you were not a strong government, I would not ask you the questions. No, you are a strong government with a large mandate.
Yes.
And tremendous popularity with a very weak opposition. So my expectation will be from you.
Yes.
I will not ask Rahul Gandhi what he will do. He is an inconsequential person.
I know that.
You understand?
Yes.
So let's not talk about the Vadras. I will ask you, you are the strong government. You were given the mandate. You can do it. You are doing a lot. My job is to push you to do more.
Absolutely.
MR needs to make his point when Gaurav. I need you to be patient when MR speaks. MR.
Absolutely. I'll be very patient.
Gauravji,
don't address me, address Gaurav Bhatia. Have a strong debate.
Yeah, Gauravji, I will let you know one thing. Usually you are unflappable. Today you are not your normal self. That itself belies your lack of confidence on what you are speaking. Let me tell you, because you are my elder brother and I have to be very frank with you.
Come on now,
and let me tell you also this. Now let me tell you. that the whole thing that is resting on is how you are treating Twitter. That is the core issue. I'm sorry. The core issue is how are you treating Twitter. What I can see, as Arnab said, you are only giving a small rap on the cheek and saying, oh my God, I hit them, and you are making a brouhaha about it. The fact of the matter is, Twitter has to be taxed. Twitter has to be penalized. Twitter has to be shown that its valuation will go down if it is banned. No, 1 minute, sir. There are multiple weapons in your armory. But what you are so happy about is just an apology letter and going tom-tom all over the country and saying, look, we have got an apology from Twitter. We have done the maximum. Ye 56 inch ka sarkar hai. Sorry, sir, you can do more. You are like Hanumanji standing at Kanyakumari. It is our job to remind you that you can do wonderful things. But you are not doing. What you are not doing is also. I should bring it out in all earnestness.
Okay. So first of all, nobody said that an apology is enough. There would be other consequences as well in law. That is criminal offense. Second, 56 इंच की छाती है ना, और ट्विटर नहीं सुधरेगा वेंकटेश जी, 56 टुकड़े हो जाएंगे ट्विटर के. ट्विटर चीज क्या है? That is why I said very categorically, any company that operates in India has to abide by the law of our country. And you will also appreciate. I told you. The government, the parliamentary committee and the Supreme Court, where the government will again have a say, will ensure that there is transparency and accountability when it comes to social media companies.
Sir, but this company refuses to budge.
की सरकार है, ट्विटर का कुछ नहीं कर सकेगी.
अरे इंडियन कार्ल मार्क्स क्या हो गया भैया? आप तो रो रहे थे जब चाइनीज ऐप बैन हुए थे. पीछे कार्ल मार्क्स लगे हुए हैं. महात्मा गांधी की फोटो लगाई है, नेताजी सुभाष चंद्र बोस की लगाई है, भगत सिंह जी की लगाई है. चाइना वाले टूट जाएंगे.
Our laws are there.
नहीं है, वो मेरी अपनी फोटो है.
अच्छा तब ठीक है. फिर अगर आपकी अच्छा शक्ल मिल रही है, शक्ल मिल रही है, थोड़ी शक्ल मिल रही थी,
बिल्कुल गलत चीज मत सोचिए.
That's a great.
गलत चीज मत
सोचिए. Chopra, bring it forward. That bust.
I have enough confidence in myself.
That's amazing.
I have confidence in you.
That is his picture.
Twitter, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram.
Thank you.
And I think all voices are equally relevant. It's important for us to speak out. And if the right wing chooses platform to disseminate information, and they are calling out Twitter, the same platform that gives them that opportunity, it is only selectivism. That's it.
Saira will not. Saira, Shantanu is responding to you, Saira.
Will you condemn that?
Arnab,
coming to you, Madhu. Shantanu.
Allow me to mention an amazing fact. All the stars of Tukde Tukde gang like Umar Khalid, Kanhaiya Kumar, Shaila Rashid, they have a blue tick. And the VC of JNU, Jagdish Mamad Ali, he doesn't have a blue tick. That's why I'm saying Twitter has to make his policies clear. Who gets a blue tick? Who gets banned? Who gets shadow banned? What they've done in last 1 year, who they've banned, and if they come out with a policy, just ask them how they banned, who they banned, and why Umar Khalid, who's in jail currently for Delhi riots.
No, he's asking for transparency. Good point made by Shantanu. Back, Madhu Kishwar. 1 minute left, Madhu Kishwar.
Doesn't have a blue tick.
Madhu.
Arnab, I was really disappointed with Gaurav Bhatia offering phony legalistic arguments in defense of mollycoddling Twitter. I think if nothing else, and no legal niceties would be violated, if just the Prime Minister and his entire cabinet were to say, we are opting out of Twitter, unless it conducts an honest audit of its functionality, makes itself more transparent and rule-based, and takes action against those who are openly calling for the breakup of India and daily undermining our sovereignty, our integrity, and spreading hatred. Hindu bashing, India bashing simultaneously.
Gaurav, you have a 10-second rebut, please.
Twitter handle like true Indology, such a threat. I mean, repeatedly. repeatedly banning true Indology. It's so outrageous because it's one of the most scholarly handles we have, giving us facts of history, please,
Social media companies,
this kind of defense of
Closing.
At the same time, this platform, if we leave it, the forces that are dividing our country will become stronger using that very platform against our country. And second,
Shantanu, one second. Gaurav, consider this. Let us have, my suggestion is, you ban Twitter for 2 months. Let Indian platforms proliferate. Let there be a level playing field. And when Twitter comes back, those who are on Twitter have a choice to go on Twitter. If it's a Twitter that behaves well, or they'll go on the other Indian platforms. Suggestion from my end. Think about it. Viewers on the other side tonight, when Kashmiris are being killed, why is the Gupkar gang quiet? That and a lot more in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. The debate is on.